How's it going, Global Championship Wrestling fans? Welcome to Behind the Curtain. I'm your host, Robert Cosper, and our special guest this week is the Global Championship Wrestling middleweight champion, Spi-Ral. Stay with us.
Welcome to the Underground.
Hi, Global Championship Wrestling fans, and welcome to Behind the Curtain. I'm Robert Cosper, and our very special guest this week is the Global Championship Wrestling middleweight champion, Spi-Ral. Man, thank you for sitting down with us, champ.
No problem, man. Anytime, dude. Anytime you need me, just holler at me, dude.
Hey, I appreciate it. Coming from you, man, I'm honored. All right, man, let's talk about, I know if you followed the show a little bit, we just kind of dig into everybody's background a little bit, and just kind of athletics from childhood, what brought them into wrestling, life experiences that influence you now.
Man, I can sit here for like 2 hours and tell you about my background, but I'm not going to do that.
Just you may narrow it down a little bit.
I'm originally from Bosnia.
Right.
I came to the States. I came to St. Louis, Missouri in '97, right after the war. I think I was about 11, like when I moved to the States. Mm-hmm. So my whole like childhood, whatever, it was just a war zone. Like I never had a normal childhood, you know what I'm saying?
No white
while you were, you know what I'm saying, playing with your toys as a kid, you know what I'm saying? Your kid, your parents were buying you toys or whatever, you know what I'm saying? While you're in the park, I was praying to stay alive for one more day, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, you know what I'm saying? Moved to St. Louis, Northside St. Louis, which is, if anybody knows, 97, Northside St. Louis was like gutter, you know what I'm saying? Right. Poverty. So basically just started there, you know what I'm saying? Just as a foreigner, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just keep working, you know what I'm saying? Keep on moving, you know what I mean? But my first sport ever was soccer, of course. I'm European. Right. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? That's just
that's just natural.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sport. I think it's one of the oldest sports anywhere. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it was just soccer, man. Just, playing or whatever. And after that was martial arts. I did martial arts for like 6-7 years.
Right.
I competed in nationals. Didn't place in nationals. I got disqualified.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah, I know, right? So, but I was pretty pissed off though. Like afterwards, it was like it's nationals, man. You know what I'm saying? And like, I was kind of mad at myself for like, yo, why don't you just calm down? You know what I mean? And just compete instead of bugging out, going crazy, and getting disqualified. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's cool though.
It's probably part of that drive.
You
transfer to wrestling so well.
Yeah, I guess. You know what I mean? So yeah, but it's been martial arts. I never played like basketball or football, any of that. It was just, it wasn't my cup of tea, I guess, whatever.
Well, the big question I kind of ask everybody that I really look forward to their answer is, what was it? What was that moment? What was that influence that said to you, man, I want to go into professional wrestling?
Honestly, I didn't know what wrestling was. I had no idea what wrestling was.
Really?
Because when I came to St. Louis, we were poor, you know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have anything. In '97, we had black and white TV while everybody else, you know what I'm saying, was kicking it, you know?
Yeah,
so
color TVs, VCR.
Yeah, we didn't have cable or anything like that. So like I didn't know about wrestling until '99, 2000. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I was flipping through channels and I saw the show was called Metal at that time, and it was the Hardy Boys versus Edge and Christian, and that just blew my mind. Like at that time, I was doing martial arts, still, and that blew my mind. I was like, damn, this is pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like. That's awesome, and then like that just caught my attention, I guess, and I just kept watching it. I watched Rock and everybody else, but I was always for the underdog. I don't know, maybe because I was an underdog my whole life or whatever. I don't know, but I was like the little guys and the flashier, I guess, guys or whatever. So yeah, but that was it, man. Like the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, that was my taste in wrestling. After that, it was like I just mimic it all the time. Like we would go we would train and like. As soon as we finish in the dojo or whatever, you know what I'm saying, dojo closes, we pull out our crash pad and we start like mimicking moves or whatever, you know what I mean? And then after that we started making our own name and like, you know what I mean? And like it's just stuff like that. And just from there it just kept, I guess, growing the love for wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, when you certainly talk about making your own name, I mean, man, you certainly created your own character. There's not anything out there like Spi-Ral.
Thank you. It's really not a character.
Persona.
Yeah. I mean, I understand what you're saying because when you turn the TV on, especially these days, it's characters.
Right.
It's made up bull, if you ask me.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You can't you can't tell me about being a war child if you're not a war child. You know what I mean? So to me, I'm just me. Michael Taylor is Michael Taylor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just me, and you like it or not, I really don't give a damn. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm just me, and I just stick to what I am instead of trying to be something I'm not.
Right.
You know?
Well, you've kind of been all over the world, same as Mike. Haven't you? I know you're back from Japan not
Yeah.
very long ago.
Yeah, it's been like maybe 8 months ago, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, man, I went to Japan last year. Yeah, 2012. I was over there for 3 months.
Right.
Competed in Corrigan Hall. Very first Bosnian professional wrestler to ever step in the ring in Japan. So I'm, you know what I'm saying, made history there. You know,
That's a pretty big honor there.
Hell yeah,
seriously.
Yeah, man. It was cool. Like every time I walked in, they introduced me as from Bosnia. So you know, that was cool, man. That was awesome. And just wrestling in Japan, different style.
Right.
It was cool, man. And for me, going to Japan, and it opened my eyes and it made me push myself even better. I have a problem with wrestling in America. I don't know if everybody else has the same problem, but I do, because if they did, you know what I'm saying? But before I went to Japan, I was kind of leveled out, just like, whatever, you know, like nobody can really touch me. Michael Taylor's like teaching me, you know, I'm taking everything from him, and I guarantee if you watch some of the matches before I went to Japan, nobody can touch me. You know what I'm saying? When I get in that ring, you can't mess with me. I mean, and so I was just kind of like, whatever, you know. But when I went to Japan, and then I saw some athletes.
They could touch you.
Oh my God. And it was just like, yo, time to step your game up. You know what I mean? And that was cool, man. And while I was over there, I was training every day, 5 days a week, 3 to 4 hours long. It was nonstop. Because while I was over there, Hidaka was teaching us. You know, like, he was our coach or whatever. And there's trust me, no game. Like, they do not play. It's 3, 4 hours long. And there's no, like, if you're taking a break, they got a little stopwatch and they go, 30 seconds, stop, let's go, come back. You know, like, it's just non-stop, man. They do not play. I mean, I always say if you ever, like everybody says, like, oh, he's a hard trainer, or blah. I thought Bill DeMott was a hard trainer until I went to Japan. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I trained with Bill DeMott for a little bit, you know, and I thought he was a hard, coach or whatever. But when I went to Japan, I was like, these boys don't play. But it was just cool, though, you know what I'm saying? Because I like competition, I like competition, whatever, so this was cool. You know, it's good. Great experience.
All right, well, as we go into 2014, what's on your agenda? I know retaining that title.
My goal for 2014 is to make this as important as the heavyweight championship. Because I felt like the television championship didn't make any sense to me, right?
Right.
Every company has a television champion.
Right.
Or a championship.
Right.
So how does GCW television championship separate Ring of Honor or TNA or whatever, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? My goal is to make this mean as much as the heavyweight does. You know what I mean? And have great matches and defend it. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the matches that you and Shane Fox had to decide that championship already validated it and made it have some serious meaning, because that was an incredible series of matches.
Yeah, man, and I was happy about that. You know what I mean? It was cool. And he stepped his game up.
Both of you did.
I faced Shane before, and he was cool, whatever. But he stepped his game up because he was hungry for it. Right. And I would too, because he did put his belt down, television championship.
Right.
He gave, he put it down and says, here you go. You know what I'm saying?
You must fight it out for this new.
For this one, right? So I respect that, and he stepped his game up, and I wouldn't say I stepped my game up. I step my game up every single time I step in the ring. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's just me, though. You know what I'm saying? The complete professional wrestler, that's me. But yeah, man, I mean, that was great. I enjoyed wrestling Shane Fox, and in 2014, anytime he wants it, he can step in that ring and we'll do it again.
I look forward to seeing it. Let me ask you one more thing, and then we'll let you go, man. I probably already know the answer, but I was asking for the people at home. Right now, foundations come in. They've obviously targeted the underground, especially Micah Taylor. Right now, you're the only member of the underground with a gold, or with a championship. Do you not feel like there's a bullseye on you that you're a target, especially for people like the foundation?
I guess. I mean, they made an impact.
Right.
They made a big impact. Francisco Chiazzo, Mike Cruz, Corey Chavis, AJ Steele, I guess he's with him too, right?
So,
They made an impact, and I respect that because the underground
made an impact.
made an impact. So I respect that. I see where they're going. It's just this is the underground. We don't play.
Yeah.
You may do your thing down in Florida where you think you're better than everybody else pimping, but we don't play. Underground strong style. Anybody wants it, come get it. I'm right here. I ain't hard to find. And by the way, all the bookers in Florida, thank you for giving me a shot. I know you're scared that I'm gonna out wrestle your best talent, but it's all good though, you know what I mean? It's all good.
Spi-Ral.
Oh, Georgia, too. Georgia Championship, what's the website called? Georgia Wrestling History? Thank you for having me on your website, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, I appreciate it. Half of those guys, nobody even knows who they are. Spi-Ral, Micah Taylor, Xander, we wrestled all over Southeast. Japan, Puerto Rico, all over, you know what I mean? And we're not even on the website, like, who runs this crap?
There's a lot of people who
But
might want to.
yeah, it's all good though, you know what I'm saying?
Spi-Ral, thank you very much for taking your time.
Thank you
out
for having
and
me. I
sitting down with
appreciate
us, man. But folks, thanks for joining us this week on Behind the Curtain with Global Championship Wrestling. And join us next week when our special guest is Mad Dog Dan Sawyer. Until then, I'm your host, Robert Cosper, saying good night.